Chairperson, I have no evidence that this person was talking the truth, but he did talk about it. But my worry would be why that statement from Pandey would be sent to this person. That gives some kind of weight that these things might happen. So if it is so that the state apparatus are utilized to settle a political score, that is a danger that should be really dealt with and make sure that is eradicated. It cannot be.
Yeah, maybe let me put it like this, General, because the fortunate part here is that I'm not talking to a person with no experience of how the justice cluster operates. We have massive experience. You've been a national commissioner, a minister, and so on and so forth. Do you have experience of state apparatus being misused to fight political battles? During your term, have you ever experienced that?
No.
We have never experienced.
No.
Now, what inspires an assumption that it can happen against you? From what angle are you drawing that inference? If it has never happened, if you have no experience of it.
Well, nothing inspires me except that it was said so. The question, is it truth or not? But the said, I'm going to arrest umngani wakho on this statement, and indeed this statement is sent to that person. So it comes from there. It does not come from there. So I'm not, nothing that inspires me to believe that way is because of the statement. Whether the statement is true or not, then is another case, but the statement is said to me.
So the ANC is going to its national conference, I think in 2026, right? 2027. So we should not have any concern that state institution, or there is a high possibility of weaponizing state institutions to settle political scores. So we must allay our fears. That is impossible based on the experience that you have.
No.
Can you give that assurance to the committee?
The experiences are time bound. I'm not going to give you the assurance about the time that I won't be there. I can give you the assurance about the time that I've been there. Okay. So in future, I wouldn't say no. But previously, I would say it did not happen.
It has never happened.
I'm not sure about never, but it has not happened that I know of as I was there.
No, but you were in a position to see it if it happened, when it happened.
Not at all.
Because you were a minister, you were a national commissioner. So you can easily detect when such is prevalent.
I told you, I don't know if you were here, honorable members, that I was taped I was a national commissioner, what I was taped from December until March. I didn't know. It was illegally done until one member of the counterintelligence came to report that such thing happened. So I would not guarantee that I will know everything, including those that touch me, as I'm saying to you. I didn't know that I was taped by the people that I work with. So it's not guaranteed that I will know everything.
You have a meeting with Matlala for the first time. You don't know him. He is introduced to you by this guy, and he tells you his problems. And he asks for your interventions. And you acted as per his request. Am I putting it correctly?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he tells you that they are trying to persuade him to lie under oath against Khumalo. As a national commissioner, you know that lying under oath is perjury. It's a criminal offense.
Yes.
You know, General. Now, it means this guy, Sibia, was attempting to commit a criminal offense. Am I correct? Had he succeeded in his attempts to influence Matlala to lie about the jewelry that was stolen by the police, he would have committed an offense. In fact, both of them, because Matlala would have signed the affidavit under the influence of Sibia. So that will be perjury. Had Sibia succeeded.
If that is true, happened that way, I would concur, I would agree with you.
Don't you think, General, that you became irresponsible and reckless by making an intervention on a matter that required the police to act? Because my view, if you can ask me to advise you, after getting that instruction or that request, I would say, tell Matlala to report the matter to the police so that the police can investigate. And indirectly, by your intervention, you helped Sibia to escape, because had you allowed Sibia to do whatever he wanted to do and trap him, maybe he will be behind bars today for trying to break the law. So you made a political intervention in a legal matter which required an investigation by the police. Don't you think you were a bit irresponsible and reckless?
Two things on my mind, and I've mentioned it before, honorable member, that I could not have allowed Khumalo to be made a scapegoat. Second thing, I did say to Matlala must go and speak to Khumalo. You say I should have told him to go and speak to the police. I did tell him to go and speak to Khumalo. What I've said here, I don't know if they did speak, but I did tell him to go and speak to Khumalo. Khumalo is a police, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm saying to report a matter. Remember, it involved Khumalo.
But Khumalo,
I'm saying, General, to advise him to report or to open a case so that the police can investigate. When you tell Khumalo, it involved him. So he couldn't open a case. To say, Matlala, as a former minister of police and as a former national commissioner, I know the law. I think this is the best way we can approach it. Now, you invited your participation, unnecessarily so, by making political interventions in a matter that required the attention of the police. Today, if what you are saying is anything to go by, we are sitting with a person who has not been punished for attempting to commit a criminal offense, Sibia. He has never accounted for what he attempted to do because of your political intervention that you did. What is your comment on that?
My comment is the same answer, that I did tell Matlala to go and speak to Khumalo. Khumalo is a police. So Khumalo would take advice, but I did advise. I didn't say that he must go and speak to the magistrate who. I said go and speak to Khumalo, who is the police. And Khumalo would have then synthesized what to do with that information. But my advice was speak to Khumalo, who happens to be a police, a very senior police.
Now, General, after having this meeting with Matlala, the meeting was in December, right? Am I correct? The first meeting?
Yeah, was in December.
It was in December. Then in January, Matlala offers accommodation to you. Between that meeting and January, were you communicating with Matlala, either telephonically or physically? Have you ever met between the first meeting and the date on which you slept in his apartment?
Yes, we're communicating, but the communication was coming from Mabonga. These snapshots, or whatever shots, were coming to me from Mabonga that this what has been sent either by the minister or Mohotsi. I guess most will come from Mohotsi. And that the one that will make me even communicate further is the one that I know of Pandey, where I realize that this thing is getting escalated to the level that I need to sit down and discuss it.
So during that period, you were talking about the same matter that he introduced
It would
to
be
you.
that matter and other matters. For instance, the other matter would have been the Kuma, the Sbia and minister having to deal with somebody that has sent somebody to prison now is a good time. Somebody going to the KZN, those would be short snaps that would be sent. That is a communication. Which communication that needs to deal with Kumalo, especially Kumalo and the Mkwanas. So the explanation and the discussion will be around understanding further on those matters.
So when you get there on the date where you were offered accommodation, who do you find there? Was Matlala there in the apartment, or he sent somebody?
It was Mabonga.
It was on the date where you were given accommodation to sleep. So Matlala gave an instruction telephonically that they should let you in, correct?
Telephonical to who?
No, I'm asking general. I'm not making a statement. That is why I'm saying correct. I want you to correct me, to give me the correct version.
Now I want to know, he gave instruction to who? To me or to the hotel?
To the hotel.
No, I think he sent something, he wrote something.
To the hotel.
To the management, yes.
To the management.
Yeah.
So you didn't see what he wrote to them, the content of the
It
message.
was read here.
Yes.
It's the one that says,
He calls you,
is my friend
is
and
your-
the business partner, if we could give them the access.
Okay. So you sleep there, and then after sleeping, you slept for 2 days, right?
Yes.
And then you never met him. You left having not met him
On that particular day.
during that particular period.
No, we met because the issue was to speak about these new things, to expand on it. That's why I slept there, because we had a meeting to further explain about these shots that were sent to him.
Yeah.